Here, our goal is to determine the size of angle X. Notice that angle X is here. And notice that we have a useful geometrical rule that can help us to determine the size of angle X. It says that co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees. But how do we identify or how do we spot co-interior angles? Well, we can often spot co-interior angles by drawing a C shape. And so if you notice here, we have the C shape, and notice that angle G and angle H are co-interior angles. And so we are going to identify, or we're going to draw the C shape. Notice that we have this parallel line, the transversal, and the parallel line again. And so what we have here is the C shape, all right? And so that means that this angle, whose size is 80 degrees, and angle X, they are co-interior angles. And what do we know about co-interior angles? Co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees, which means that this angle whose measure or size is 80 degrees and angle X, both of them, when we add them together, must give us 180 degrees. And so if we want to determine the size of angle X, we must subtract. And so we have 180 degrees minus 80 degrees, and 180 degrees minus 80 degrees is definitely going to be 100. And so that means that the size of angle X is 100 degrees. Next, our goal is to determine the size of angle Y. Notice that angle Y is here. And notice that alternate angles are equal. This useful geometrical rule is going to help us in answering or in figuring out what is the size of angle Y. Alternate angles are equal, but how do we identify alternate angles? Well, it says here that we can often spot alternate angles by drawing a Z shape. And so for this one, we're going to draw a Z shape. And notice that angle Y and this angle whose measure or size is 44 degrees are alternate angles. And so what that means is that they are equal because alternate angles are equal. And so that means that Y is equal to 44 degrees. And so Y is equal to 44 degrees. Next, our goal here is to determine the size of angle Z. So we need to figure out what is the size of angle Z. Notice that we have a useful geometrical rule which states that angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Here we have a straight line right here. And here we have a common point between the two angles. And so we know that 44 degrees plus Z is going to equal to 180 degrees. And so what does that mean? In order for us to determine the size of angle Z, we have to say 180 degrees minus 44 degrees. And 180 degrees minus 44 degrees is going to be 136 degrees. And 136 degrees is the size of angle Z.